Hello, my name is Christine Shafiq, and I am the State Connected Mobility and Technologies Engineer. This presentation will cover the 2025 updates to the Connected Vehicle Infrastructure of the FDM Chapter 233.12.3. This part of the FDM guidance should be used if connected vehicles technology is included within a scope of a project. Connected vehicle technologies are equipment, applications, or systems that use vehicle-to-everything communications to address safety, system efficiency, or mobility on our roadways. In the 2025 FDM, connected vehicle infrastructure refers to roadside units or RSU, and the systems and subsystems that support it. CV infrastructure should reliably and accurately transmit timely information to a connected vehicle. This information can be displayed on an onboard unit or OBU, as well as other information devices. In this presentation, we will focus on the roadside units as it is typically maintained by the infrastructure owner and operator, IOO. This training module will also look at the consideration of systems, subsystems, and the process that support it. This slide shows the high-level changes in the CV section, which was fully rewritten. In previous years, connected vehicle was a single section. As the technology starts to mature, it became necessary to expand this portion. This portion now has 8 subsections. Previously, CV infrastructure was an emerging technology. FDOT is now working on mainstreaming this technology, meaning the devices and systems deployed statewide should be interoperable and included where they deem to provide safety and mobility benefits. FDM referenced national standards in the previous version. In the 2025 version, FDOT now has dev specs for Florida's CV infrastructure deployment that incorporates applicable national standards. And lastly, with the guidance issued by the Federal Communications Commission, FCC, FDOT is transitioning from the previously deployed DSRC to the cellular V2X technologies. CV infrastructure section now has the following references for more detailed information. The first is the newly created dev specs for connected vehicle roadside equipment, or CVRSE. An RSE is an RSU with other devices, such as an edge computer for industrial applications and support subsystems like network, cabling, power, and surge protection. Second is specific information on Security Credential Management Systems, or SCMS. The SCMS is a process where both the end devices, RSU and OBU, use certificates and keys to ensure connected vehicle technologies operate in a safe, secure, and privacy-protected manner. And third, it introduces the CV guidance document, also known as Lessons Learned and Best Practices document for connected vehicle. The first 3 subsections are process and the subsystems that a designer should be aware of when deploying connected vehicle infrastructure. Remember that the infrastructure has to be able to communicate to the vehicle and vice versa in a safe, secure, and timely manner. Section 233.12.3.1 is the applications of system engineering. It is important to coordinate with the Districtismo section for guidance on the need for systems engineering documentation and what to document specific to connected vehicle infrastructure. This can include network connectivity, security, OBU availability, compatibility with legacy hardware and software, stakeholder agreements, and data storage and retention to meet the objectives of the project. Section 233.12.3.2 Many connected vehicle applications will need secure end-to-end connectivity. Also note that since networks constantly evolve not only in technology, but the governance policies behind it, it is best to coordinate with the corresponding network administrators of your districts and your local agency depending on the complexity of your CV project. Section 233.12.3.3 In a nutshell, all CV devices require enrollment in the statewide SCMS. If you are designing a project or developing the technical special provision for a project, please ensure to include the requirement for the device vendor and contractor to deliver devices that are enrolled into the statewide SCMS platform. Section 233.12.3.4 covers the map details. A map file is simply a digital representation of the geometry of a roadway or intersection that is coded into a format that the vehicle can understand. FDOT specifications require that manufacturers pre-configure RSUs with map files prior to deployment. Section 233.12.3.5 refers to Federal Communications Commission licensing. RSU locations within Florida must be registered to operate under the existing FDOT statewide license within the Federal Communications Commission's Universal Licensing System. The FCC has assigned the portion of spectrum for exchanging messages between RSUs and OBUs. Information required for registering RSU sites must be provided to the State Traffic Engineering and Operations Office using an electronic data collection form that is available upon request from the Districtismo section. The last three new subsections features compatibility, supporting technology and operations and maintenance. Some examples of compatibility with legacy systems include traffic signal cabinet upgrade to allow space for cabinet deployed equipment. Also traffic signal controller hardware, license, or firmware upgrade to allow for communication between the controller and other CV infrastructure for data exchange relating to signal phase time and timing and other CV messages. Also communication infrastructure additions and upgrades to allow network connectivity to controlling software and data repository. We also have examples for supporting technology. As CV technology continues to expand nationwide, 5.9 GHz transceivers have not yet occurred at a scale. Other supporting technology can be used to produce proxy messages on their behalf. Last but not least, and potentially the most important in operations and maintenance, particularly maintenance of ITS devices and communications, it is very important to coordinate with the district ITS TISMO engineer to determine if maintenance of ITS devices and communications during a construction project is required. Thank you for listening in to today's presentation on the 2025 updates to Chapter 233.12.3 of the FDUT Design Manual.